G'day folks, Tony Parmenter here from the First 10 Minutes podcast, and hey, let's play Kingdom Classic. So, Kingdom Classic was developed by Noyo and Licorice, which are the pseudonyms of two game developers, and was released in 2015. We're playing it here on Steam, but it is also available now on the Xbox One and I believe on iOS and Android as of August 2017 when I am recording this. So I played a little bit of this game before some time ago. I played it intensively for a couple of weeks. It's been some time since I played it and I'm keen to have a look at it again. So let's begin, shall we? So this is us. We are playing a liege, so this queen on her horse with a torch, and the way this game works is you can walk to the right, you can walk to the left, holding down the trigger on this controller we can run. Let's slow down so we can see this title screen. And as we maneuver further along here, essentially the objective of this game is to collect coins. Wow, that was good timing. And then we use these coins simply by holding the X button to start our camp and start recruiting people. We'll buy a bow here, so one of those NPCs who I've recruited will grab it. We'll buy a hammer here, and the other one will go and grab it. Then it's going to instruct us to build a wall over here on this dirt mound. So let's just stay and watch that get built, even though it's not a great use of our time. There we go. And you'll notice that the archer here has spat out some coins for us. That's because they will have gone and shot a bunch of rabbits. Here's some of them over here. So we're going to build a wall at either side, because the way that this game operates... Actually, let's just build one here as well. The way this game operates is that you have portals off in either direction. And we're going to run this way until we find one of them. So you can see there's a bunch of camps here. We've headed into the forest where it is much, much darker. Oh, and this is super convenient. We have found a chest out in the forest. There's typically one in either direction. And we're just going to keep running this way until we find one of the portals. Now, there are two portals. Two to the right and two to the left. And you might have noticed there in the background the sun moving across the sky. When nighttime comes, bad things start coming out of the portals. And they can attack from either side. Here is the portal in question. So we're going to head back to our camp. And of course, with attacks being able to come from either direction, it can get a little bit tricky because you're essentially trying to defend on two fronts. You have limited resources through these coins. It's quite handy that we have a batch of them that we found from that chest so close. You'll be able to see there that the horse that I'm riding is now breathing strongly. That means that if I try and run, I won't be able to, and it'll actually hold me up a little bit. And when we're on these grassy patches, we can stop for a moment. You see the horse ate some grass, and that essentially restores stamina. Now, when the little gremlin enemy things come running at you, let's recruit a couple more people on the way back here, maybe. I'll definitely grab one, and I think we'll try and grab these two as well. Oh dear, no we won't. So there is one of the gremlins in question. I don't know if that's actually what they're called, but it'll do for now. And we might also try building a tower for one of our archers to go in. So you see the archer is now trying to shoot over the wall. These archers aren't in my control. I can't control how well they're shooting. So it can be something of a problem waiting for them to actually hit an enemy. Looks like that person there got hit and went back into a begging state. You can also see that we can upgrade. Oh, here comes another one. we can upgrade these things as we go also. This could be bad. It may actually destroy that wall. No, did it. All right. So we're going to start an upgrade there so our builder can come over. And this person who's coming to camp here is going to wander around until there is a tool at their disposal. So I don't actually have any... Oh dear. I don't actually have any spare hammers or... whoops. Oh, just in time. So the dawn has now come, which meant that the enemy ran away just as they destroyed the wall, so that was good timing. And because it's dawn, the chest here in town is going to spit out some more coins for us. Let's buy another arrow. Let's get this wall started here again. And we're going to head off in this direction and see if we can find another chest, seeing as it's morning. The coins that I'm collecting essentially work as my hit points. So if I were to get hit by that enemy, every time I get hit, I will drop a coin. Sometimes a coin will drop onto the path and I can pick it up again. Sometimes it will drop out and fall into the water and I lose it forever. And if I get hit when I have no coins left, then my crown comes flying off. And when that happens, I do have a chance to recollect it. But if an enemy picks up the crown once it's been knocked off my head, then it is game over. So it's a good idea to try and keep... Here's one of the portals. We're going to try heading all the way. It's a good idea to try and keep a few coins in your possession at all times so that you can take a few hits. So there's sections of the game that are dark where the queen is pulling out her torch. Excellent. Seeing as we've come this far, we'll just check all the way to the end to see what's there. There's portal number 2 to the left. And we'll take it easy here because my horse is breathing heavily. So the queen gets out her torch when she is in darker sections of the map. And then in the lighter sections, the torch disappears. And it's only in these lighter sections that I'm actually able to build structures. You'll notice that trees can get chopped down, and gradually as you chop down trees, you clear more sections, you can expand your kingdom, you can build more buildings. There is a bit of a trade-off, if I recall correctly. The camps that we've been going past with the tents and the people whom you can recruit, they will actually disappear if they're not surrounded by trees on either side. So clearing the forest, while it allows you to expand your kingdom, also removes a potential source of new recruits. Oh, that's bad. All right. Somebody spawned out of the other portal. So we're going to try and conserve our sprint a little bit. The important thing here is that we try and get hit as few times as possible. We do have a reasonable bank of coins, so hopefully it won't be too bad. So in the world, as we've been going past, there's some things that we found in addition to these camps. You will have seen that statue just there. There are a variety of different things that you can find out in the world. All of them essentially take coins, different amounts of coins for you to either activate them or upgrade them or harvest them or build them. I can't remember all of what does what, but I guess we'll just play it by ear and see what happens. And we're now into night number 2. And we'll be hitting day number 3. Now, this day-night cycle is important, not just because at night time the enemies spawn, but every 5th night you have a red moon that rises. We're going to upgrade our entire town here, which is going to slowly unlock some things for us. And yeah, the red moon is bad because that's essentially a much larger wave of enemies comes out. So we've now thankfully got a second archer who's heading over to this side where we didn't have one previously, and it caused us a few problems. I believe that build is going to automatically repair. Excellent. All right, so we'll build an archer tower here. We want to try and get our defenses up and running well and truly before night number 5, otherwise we're all going to have a really bad time. So we've upgraded this wall. Let's give ourselves a slightly higher tower. while those things are being upgraded, you can't have archers in them. So timing is also important. It can be a really rough run if you, just let me think out loud here. We need to get another bow and arrow. No point in recruiting people if you can't do anything with them. So yeah, timing is important. You don't want an archer to pop out of a tower just for an upgrade when you're in the middle of them trying to shoot things. So it's a good idea to cruise along and have a look at whether archers have any coins to hand us, because they'll be collecting coins as they're killing game, be that rabbits or potentially deer. Would be very nice to have a higher tower there, but fortunately there don't seem to be a lot of rabbits around. The other part of the challenge is that when archers are in a tower, they're not really roaming around in the world and collecting coins from killing game. Let's just recharge our horse here. All right. We might start trying to knock down some of these trees while it is daylight. We'll also give our builder something to do. That would be a good thing to upgrade, I think, after the next evening. And I think what happens when we upgrade this one again, that needs 6 coins, that's going to put a big wooden wall up behind everything. And I think then a third vendor becomes active where you can turn people into farmers, which I believe then is another source of coins and income. I don't really want to knock this tree down just yet because this is a camp here that's nice and close, and I believe that it's going to restock with more people, I think. So we might try that as a little experiment. Now, in terms of pacing here, for these Let's Plays, my plan is for each episode to encompass a block of 5 day-night cycles, which means that conveniently there is going to be, at the end of every episode, if we're not dead, a red moon. So it should be a nice, nifty way of closing the episode. So knocking down that tree gave us a coin. It didn't look like that builder actually picked up the coin, which is a little bit of a drag. And that archer came running over here, presumably because it's night time. So there's one in a tower and one on the ground on that side, and there's one in a tower and one on the ground on this side. This side has a tougher wall, which is handy. Ooh, nice shot. So by this point, you've been watching for a little over 10 minutes. You've probably noticed just how freaking gorgeous this game is. So it's got this beautiful pixelated art style that's very reminiscent of games that I played in my youth. But it's clearly got all the colours, way more than the old EGA, or dare I say it, CGA days when I started playing PC games. Well, technically I think it was actually monochrome, but whatever. And I really like the use of this water down the front here. It gives this beautiful reflection, and it also gives a convenient excuse for why coins can disappear when they get hit by things. So we have a little second wall here, but we don't have a tower. I don't think that's a wise use of our coins just yet. But we do want to try and get some more archers. So we're going to grab that person. We're going to build... we're going to buy another bow. Oh, it looks like we've got 2, so let's buy one more. And we don't have a ton of things that require building just yet, but we're definitely going to upgrade that fence because we're going to need it. Now, I'm not entirely sure which direction the attack's going to come from at any given time. I kind of don't want to tempt fate by running too far because we do have an empty purse, which means that one hit will knock the crown off our head. Sometimes you start the game and you have rabbits quite close by, but we don't appear to be in luck at this point. Which means we've hit a stage here where I don't have any coins. I can't really do anything. And I don't want to go out on a giant patrol. Oh, that's going to be a problem with that low tower and that high wall. I guess we're just going to have to hope for the best. So let's do a little bit of a survey here. I think knocking these 3 trees down here with 3 coins will be a priority. We could build another wall there, but we can't build another tower because there's no block of rocks to build on. The next block of rocks is over here. Then there's no wall. Okay. So we definitely want to harvest these trees. That's going to give us a few more coins. It's going to open up some more area. I think another tower and another wall here would be a good idea. It's going to give us a double layer in this direction. Let's have a really quick look over here. So it does appear to be restocking people at that camp. How far to the next camp? Not all that far, so it might be worth knocking down that one tree to expand ourselves a little bit, and then we're going to slowly chip through these other trees. And if I need to recruit new people, I should be able to do so without too much running further away. I think at this stage, though, our priority might be expanding to the left first, because we can get our second layer of defenses over here also. So I think a second layer of defense is going to be important for night 10. But we're not quite there yet. So as I'm sure you can imagine, as your kingdom expands, you have further and further to run to harvest things from people, to build new structures, to maintain structures, or to change orders. It really becomes about time management of where you're going and what you're doing. And I recall from previous playthroughs that you can get to the point where you decide that you're going to do something, let's say that's over on the left, and you know it's going to be a fair run. And you get about halfway there and you realize that it's a bad idea and you should actually be prioritizing something that was way over to the right. And then you're caught in this horrible conundrum of, do I continue with this less ideal plan because I'm kind of halfway there already? Or do I essentially throw all of that time that I've invested under the bus and change plan and run back in the other direction? Right, so here we are on day 5. That means that we are super duper close. That's going to be 5 to upgrade that, and I don't have a lot of coin. Not a good deal. Let's knock down some trees. Yeah. So the way the dynamics of this game change can be quite varied and can be intuitive in hindsight. But more often than not, what happens is you do something that turns out to be a drastically bad idea. You learn from it by dying, and then you start again and try something different. Let's just stay here so we can watch the screen brighten because those trees are cleared, and you'll see a bunch of these overgrown assets disappearing. And then eventually this ground here that we're on, you'll see the grass starting to grow, which means we've got more place to build and more places for our horse to recharge themselves. Let's build another wall. Let's build another tower. This banner here kind of being a marker of the outskirts of the environment. Does anyone have any coins for me? Are there any rabbits for anyone to kill? Please, that would be really handy. I don't like how this is going to go. If I can just find one more coin. Anyone? Can you spare a dime? Oh, this is going to be bad. This is going to be bad. Two coins. Do we have another person floating around that needs a bow? Possibly not, but actually no, let's keep those for hit points, just in case. Which side do I think is more secure? One wall, one tower, 1.5 walls. Ooh, nice. The builder's right there, so let's see if we can risk it. Hopefully that will get completed in time. We have 2 archers on this side, and I believe there were 3 on the other side, but we'll go and double check that in a moment. And we didn't get a red moon. What? That's odd. Not at all what I was expecting. Did I get the timing wrong? Is it actually different from that? How curious. Well, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. Perhaps we try another night and see what happens. Ooh, rabbits. Shoot those rabbits, please. They're going to give us money. Rabbit money. Wow, that is a lot of money just lying around there. So bring on the dawn. Bring on a new batch of coins. Think we should try to recruit another builder. Possibly another couple of builders. There's 1, and I think it's 3 for a hammer. Let's have a look. It is indeed 1, 2, 3. Hopefully we're going to go start getting a good influx of coins from these rabbits. Very nice. That's what I was hoping for. Let's get these trees down. All of them, I think. 2 builders. So that kingdom logo that disintegrated off to the left means that there's not a camp close by in that direction. Let's go back over here and try and recruit some more people. There's not going to be anyone there, but the next camp will probably have people. One, 2. Good. So building a mental map of what is where and how far away it is becomes essential. And of course, because you're changing the landscape as you're expanding your kingdom, you're constantly having to revise in your mind, what did I build where, how far is it to what. Misremembering things can be, it can be a bad thing. It can not end well. What do we need more of? I think we need more archers, but I also want to keep those hit points. So maybe we should find out if we have some more rabbit money. We do have more rabbit money. Excellent. Let's upgrade that tower. Thank you. Did you cut down all the trees? You did cut down all the trees. Excellent. So here at this little waterfall, there's something we can build. I believe it's a little farmhouse. We're definitely not going to do that yet because we will have no way of defending it. Excellent. And while we're at it, let's upgrade that one to... We don't want to set too many build orders, because otherwise what we end up with is these AI that I don't have direct control over are going to be cruising around trying to do too many things at once. Now, I believe that the spooky music and the tint of that moon indicate that we're in for a rough time here. Another archer will help. And we've only, here they come on this side where we've only got one wall. They're going to hoe through that pretty quickly. How many waves of them are there? Oh dear. Come on, come on, come on. We can do it, we can do it. Nice. Let's go and check the other side, because we're going to have that other wall in between us. How are we doing over here, everyone? Ah, no dramas. Lovely. So maybe it's every 6 nights. Maybe I had it wrong. It has been some time since I played, so pardon me if that was an error. But you know what? Conveniently, that brings us to an excellent place to finish up for this first part of the Let's Play. So thank you all very much for watching. If you would like to check out the podcast that I'm a part of, you can find that at thefirst10minutes.com. And we're also on Twitter at the First 10 Minutes. So the First 10 Minutes is a video games analysis podcast where myself and 2 colleagues play the first 10 minutes of video games and then sit down to discuss how well they communicate themselves to players, both in terms of what they're about and how to play them. I also do a game developer interview podcast called Downloadable Context, which you can find at downloadablecontext.com or on Twitter at DLContext. And while we're talking of the Twitterverse, if you want to get in touch with me personally on Twitter, my Twitter handle is @Kalinskald. That's KALINSKALD, and it would be lovely to hear from you with some feedback if you've been enjoying this Let's Play, or you want to tell me how poorly I am managing my time in this game, or just anything at all about any of the other Let's Plays that are on this channel. Please reach out. It would be great to hear from you. Speaking of the channel as well, as always, if you want to like or comment, or even better yet, subscribe, please do so below. So thank you all very much for tuning in, and come back soon for more Let's Play Kingdom Classic.